Welcome back to the Northwest Showcase on 93.9 KPDQ, sponsored by Day Chiropractic. I'm Mary Shepard. We're talking with Dr. David Day. We have his mother Margaret with us today too. Welcome to you. And of course, you can find Dr. Day busy at work most of the times at Day Chiropractic, 3758 Southeast 122nd Avenue, just south of Powell. And that's 3758 Southeast 122nd Avenue. And his phone number is 503-760-7572. And of course, the website, daychiropractic.com. And if you'd like to call in and ask him a question about his practice or what he believes in or any of that, give us a call, 503-786-9390. We've got the studio lines open, 503-786-9390. Dr. Day, I mean, you gave us a list of some of the stuff that's going on with you and with Day Chiropractic. That was so long, I'm thinking, how does this man have time in a day?
Well, you sound like my wife. She wonders if I really go to work that much because there's so many things happening.
Yeah,
but,
well, I'm sure you do, and you work hard, and you help so many people, which is wonderful, and I'm sure that's very rewarding for you.
Oh, it's exciting, and we really feel, because we're now, both my wife and I are now in our 50s, and our kids have grown, and it really is interesting because I called Karen after we finished playing for these folks in the nursing home, and she was still at work, so we are both, we love what we do, right?
It's obvious that you
do. It doesn't feel like work in some respects, it's always, every day is an adventure, and it's really quite exciting. Now, so when we think about families, in fact, I have a bunch of studies here I brought today. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to start first of all with just an abstract of a study that was, and it's titled "Resolution of Chronic Cervicogenic Headache and Cervicalgia in a Child Following Chiropractic Care." So this little child, so what that means, cervicogenic, that means a headache that was caused from a misalignment in the neck and neck pain. So this little kid, so it was an 8-year-old girl presented for chiropractic care with neck pain and cervicogenic headaches. So if you know somebody, a little 8-year-old girl who's having headaches and her neck was sore. Okay. So according to the patient's mother, her daughter reported that her headaches and neck pain had been going on for 4 months with approximately 2 episodes a week. So medical examinations had been unremarkable with recommendation of Tylenol whenever needed. So that was kind of, she'd taken her to the pediatrician and the doctors had said, just take some Tylenol if her neck is sore, that sort of thing. So imagine if you are a parent and you've got a child who says they have headaches and you look at this kid, you don't know, and then you take him to the doctor and they say there's nothing wrong, so just take Tylenol. And you know in your heart, God, that can't be right.
I mean, an 8-year-old doesn't usually
for 4 months.
Headaches.
No, that's right. What happened? That sort of thing.
Yeah.
All right. So anyhow, the patient was cared for with spinal adjustments characterized as high velocity, low amplitude thrust to sites of the vertebral subluxations in the upper and middle cervical spine, so in the upper part of her neck and in the middle part of her neck, along with trigger point therapy to the upper trapezius. So that was the muscle in the upper back.
That in plain
That's right. Well, if you have tight muscles, if you rub, there's certain points in the muscle that are really tender. So if you press and hold that spot, it will help it relax.
Yes, I've heard that. Yes.
So that's called trigger point therapy. So that was how this chiropractor chose to take care of this. Following 4 visits, the patient's neck pain and headaches resolved.
You're kidding? Just 4 visits?
Can you believe it? Yeah. So this is the sort of stuff. So I guess for kids, some people I think are nervous to take their kids into a chiropractor. Now the problem that I have is my dad was a chiropractor.
Okay.
Now, Mom. so I think, did Dad check us each? I think Dad probably checked us the day we were born, right? Because
close to that if he did.
If he did, because all 5 of us were born at home.
Oh, really? Wow.
So now this is crazy. So Mom, why did we all get born at home? Is that you and Dad wanted?
We wanted to, and found a doctor that did it from Franklin Park, Illinois.
So my oldest sister and I were delivered. Were you at Emmaus at the time? At Bible school then?
We weren't in school.
You weren't in school.
When Debbie was born, but Kenneth was back in school to finish out
the chiropractic
when you were
when I was born. Okay, so I was born at home. My sister was born at home, and then my 3 younger siblings. By the time Mom and Dad moved up to Stanwood, Washington, they were delivered. Actually, my grandpa was a medical doctor.
Oh my goodness!
So he did home deliveries too. I mean, he delivered
all 3 of you.
All
3 of them.
So isn't this interesting?
Yeah.
So here my dad, who's a chiropractor, married to my mom, who's a registered nurse, who is the daughter of a medical doctor.
Okay, you guys had it
but
taken care of.
Well, yeah,
Wow.
although it really is kind of funny because Mom and Dad met at Bible school, and Dad was a chiropractor. Mom was an RN by then. They were, and I think both thinking about maybe going out to the mission field or something like that. So they wanted to get a good anchoring of Bible instruction and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Dad was quite smitten with Mom. She had this lovely flowing dark hair. It was just beautiful, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
So when he told Mom how much he admired her and thought her hair was beautiful, what do you think my mom did?
What did she do?
What did you do, Mom?
I cut it off.
I was going to say, did you really? Oh my goodness.
Oh, I didn't think if he all he liked was my hair.
You're going to find out if he liked you
So-
as your with your personality and everything else too. Well, that's
So
kind of a good
imagine,
idea.
yeah, but imagine that you tell somebody something you like about, and they cut it off.
Okay. Yeah.
Now,
yeah.
but that did not deter Dad.
Okay. Okay.
So he was persistent. Actually, I think there was some intervention by, ultimately Grandpa gave kind of, well, give the chiropractor a chance, even though he was a medical doctor, even though we're talking the late 50s.
Uh-huh.
Mom kind of warmed up to this idea, and you let your hair grow and all that sort of stuff. And
That's funny.
but it is interesting that my point of reference then is that from the moment of birth to the time we die, I believe every person should be under chiropractic care.
Okay.
Now the question is, well, how much care? Well, probably less rather than more, but a right amount to keep you at 100%.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And
So that's the sort of thing. So if
because this is kind of a preventative thing,
Yeah.
isn't it? It's to keep all the pathways normal. And
so if you think like this, then there will be things that will happen to you that your care won't be preventative. Like, let's say you're standing on a cupboard and you slip and you fall down. Well, those adjustments will not be preventative. But if you're coming in just to stay healthy, or like you can hear in my voice, I've got a little bit of congestion. So I got my adjustment on Thursday, on Tuesday, yesterday. So, because I wanted an extra boost, because I know my body's fighting something. So I want to give it a little bit of extra support.
some
okay?
help. Yeah.
So it's not technically preventative because I'm struggling with, I have something, but it's, my neck and back aren't sore. I want my immune system to function and figure out whatever it is and get eradicated, right? So anyhow, so that's one of the things. So we think about our lives and the choices we make about our health, that moms, if they will look at their child and not necessarily wait till everything to fall apart, but I would love moms to say, you know what, George, let's get you into the chiropractor, let's see how your nerve system is functioning. And that kids would come in, and some kids will need more attention. Others will be just fine. We'll run the scans and they'll be great. Others will say, "Ooh, this person isn't having any symptoms, but they've got something going on here. Let's fix that up," and then
Which
and then
could
retest
cause
them
problems later.
Yes,
Okay.
or it could be causing something that we don't have any. Like this one example was the little girl was having headaches. Well, there are some things that we have that are going wrong that we don't know they're going wrong, or we wouldn't connect. Let's say you're having heartburn, this indigestion or something like this. Well, most people wouldn't assume. They feel the heartburn, and that if you go to the doctor, they'll give you a medicine to make the heartburn not so bad, right? Well, a chiropractor thinks differently. We start thinking, well, why is the stomach is supposed to be acidic? Is there something wrong with the nerve signals going to the stomach, or the signals coming from the stomach up to the brain?
Telling
that
the
dialogue's not.
the stomach
Yes.
to release the acid.
Yeah, because it may be the perfect amount of acid, but the cells might not be at 100%. They might be kind of, the signals could be dribbling to the cells. So the cells of the stomach, which should be nice and healthy, might not be as healthy as they need to be to withstand the acid. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
so there's the, if you look at the stomach, the cells have to replicate. They only last about 5 minutes in that high acidic concentration. But you don't want to make your stomach less acidic, because that's a terrible thing, because you need acid to absorb calcium. You need acid to make the proteins break down. And so if what you do is you make the acid level lower in your stomach, then you'll never properly digest proteins. You'll end up with osteoporosis. And I think a lot of the older people who have osteoporosis they've got it because they've been taking Tums because their doctor says, "Oh, take Tums, it's an antacid, and it'll get you calcium." I go, that's the stupidest advice I can imagine.
Yeah.
That's not what you want to do. Calcium needs an acidic content, so we
you need
to
to absorb the calcium.
That's correct. So
Yeah.
we need to have the stomach that's healthy enough so that we can have the acid that we need to.
So you need to get that checked out and
Yes.
see if that maybe
Yes.
could help you. And
Yeah,
so
but
you
people
can
wouldn't
tell
think
a lot from chiropractic care.
They wouldn't think that the nerve system come from between the shoulder blades. That they don't make that connection in general. So the spine up and and down the spine, there's all those types of connections, and we can think about like bladder. Maybe you've got some bladder issues, or you've got some. So we start thinking and talking about the nerve supply to and from that area. What's the pathway that it routes, and where could the problem be?
So the nerve supply to the other organs of the body and that kind of thing. Okay.
And it's not even necessarily where the nerve branches out of the spine. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like if you're talking about, let's say you've got a sciatica or something like that. Well, they can run the MRI and see there's a disc bulge. Well, the problem is you could have had a disc bulge there for 20 years that you didn't know. 40 out of 100 MRIs that are done of normal people find disc bulges. Okay. Well, the doctors never think about the fact that that might have been there a long time. They assume if it's there and it's the same side that the leg pain is, that that's the problem. That's not necessarily true. But that nerve started in your brain, so it could be because you have a neck misalignment that's putting pressure up in the neck on that nerve that goes down your leg, and it's not that disc after
So
all.
all our nerves are connected,
They're all
and
connected.
connecting to things that we might not think are going to cause you some problems, and when they do, it's you don't make that association all the time.
Nope.
Well, that's why we have you, Dr. Day.
Oh. Yes. And we, to make it from theoretical down to practical requires an examination. That's
Okay.
where it all comes down to, is getting, we will look at the assessment and look at what the data shows us to figure out in each individual case what we need to do.
And maybe now would be a good time to come
Yep.
in for that with that special, that Mother's
Yep.
Day special you got going on. Starts tomorrow
Tomorrow.
through the 12th of
12th.
May. $40 covers
Yep.
all the
whole workup.
X-ray
Yep.
workup and
That's
all of
hundreds
that.
of dollars, yes.
Okay, well, we're going to take a short break and then
Okay.
come back and talk with you some more. We're talking with Dr. David Day of Day Chiropractic. He's located at 3758 Southeast 122nd Avenue, just south of Powell. His phone number is 503-760-7572, and he, I'm sure, has people there that can
Yep.
take your call
Yep.
and make
Get you
appointments
scheduled.
if you'd like to, or maybe just talk to him when he gets back there
Mhm.
later today.
Yep.
503-760-7572. DayChiropractic.com is the website. Dr. Day will be back, so will his mother Margaret, and we'll talk some more on the Northwest Showcase in just a moment on 93.9 KPDQ.